Welcome, it's Denome, and welcome to this market update. And today we have a crazy update because we actually got the announcement for the Bitcoin National Reserve for United States by Donald Trump in the Bitcoin conference one day ago. So in this video, I will basically talk about what was the speech about, what exactly was said, what was not said, and there was a couple of other speeches that I will also touch on in this video. Maybe most of it that you will hear in this video you already heard, but I think there are a couple of points that people have not really discussed or you may have missed. So I will talk about those as well. Obviously, we will talk about the price, we will talk about the fundamentals of Bitcoin and crypto as well. But as you can already see from the chart here, we are very close to the breaking this structure here. So in my opinion, it looks like when the markets open on Monday in the United States, we could actually just break through it because the momentum is very strong. And you can already see a couple of lines here in the chart. Let me actually take the S&P 500. I used it before in my analysis, but here is the current trend line. And as you can see, we are basically within a couple of days about to break it. And here you can see another trend line as well, which has formed here. So usually these kind of patterns, they break to the downside, but sometimes they do break to the upside as well. So if you're just playing chances, you would maybe not want to buy Bitcoin at this price level. You may want to actually just wait. Let's see how many percentage is this, like 2% more, and then you are basically able to buy Bitcoin with much lower risk than if you were to buy Bitcoin right now. But I'm just saying that it looks likely that this might actually break to the upside. But let's see. Let's actually talk about Donald Trump's speech here. So I will pull this out here. So there's a couple of things that he said. First of all, he wants to fire Gary Gensler on day one, who is the leader of SEC, which you know has been trying to basically ban cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and just caused a lot of slowness and uncertainty in the United States. They keep suing companies and projects, but it's not clear what is legal, what is not legal. So he will fire Gary Gensler on day one, and he will establish a crypto innovation board, Bitcoin innovation board, and he said both of those words. So he's pro innovation, he's pro crypto, he's pro Bitcoin as well. So he wants the crypto jobs to be in the United States, and this is very significant because this was a Bitcoin conference. So mainly people are only talking about Bitcoin, not crypto, because Bitcoin maxis usually hate crypto as a whole, but they love Bitcoin. But anyway, Trump wants to basically support the crypto industry. He wants the crypto industry to become the world leading industry in crypto in the United States, which is very, very significant and will have major impacts going forward. He wants to protect self-custody, and he said as long as he's president, there will not be a CBDC because that will kind of lead to slavery. And he hates what happened in Canada during the truckers' protests, where people's bank accounts were frozen and even blocked completely simply by supporting the cause of the truckers. So he doesn't support anything like this. He does want to limit the powers that the government has over the individual, and he wants to protect the rights of individuals against the government. He wants to also lower the energy prices by increasing energy production, and he used the words drill, 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 basically meaning that he wants to drill oil on United States soil. That's very, very good because that will also help lower the inflation, because inflation is mostly driven by high energy prices. So low energy prices is going to be very, very good for economy. It means people have more money to spend for other things than necessities, and that's going to be nice. He also thanked a lot of people in the audience. He thanked Winklevosses, he thanked Michael Saylor, Kathy Wood, Ron Paul, Rand Paul, and many, many others. He also thanked Cynthia Lummis, who is basically spearheading the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile or reserve. I will talk about that very, very soon because that got announced here. And then he said he will free Ross Ulbricht, who is the creator of Tornado Cash, but he did not mention Edward Snowden, which was quite interesting because Snowden was also speaking in this conference. I will talk about that quite soon as well. But now let's talk about the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile. And the reason I use the word stockpile is because that's the word Trump used in the speech. And he did not give us any details what it would mean, other than the 210,000 Bitcoin that the United States currently holds. Those will be used as the base for this national Bitcoin reserve, strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then on, he did not give us any details. But after Trump's speech, there was a specific person, Cynthia Lummis, who came on stage, and she showed the bill, which will be the national Bitcoin strategic reserve bill here, and she announced it right after. And then we have that version online as well. So let me actually take a look at it here. So this came out right after the Trump speech. So I think this is what they are going to basically push forward with. And what this states here is that they will implement a 1 million unit Bitcoin purchase program. So United States will buy 1 million Bitcoin. And here it doesn't say when, but Cynthia Lummis on her speech, she said that will be achieved in 5 years. So imagine 800,000 Bitcoin being bought by United States government, and you cannot sell this Bitcoin for 20 years. And the only reason to actually spend the Bitcoin will be to pay down the country's national debt after 20 years. So now we're talking about 2044 or 2045. So that's a long time, long time in the future. So anyway, this means massive demand for Bitcoin, obviously. So this kind of, I cannot be bearish if Trump is gonna be president, and I have to basically try to outrun the market. Right now, it looks like Trump will be the president, and this will be implemented. I don't know if it will be accepted as it is stated here, but you can imagine how people will feel when this is the only document we go with for the Trump presidency. So obviously, this is very, very bullish, and this seems to be the one that Trump is basically endorsing as well. So let's see. But this is very significant. Nothing else interesting in this announcement here. Nothing else interesting that I found in this speech. But Edward Snowden, he was also speaking in the event, and I thought he had very interesting points. And the points he made is that he said that it seems like we are now winning, but the fight is not over, and we cannot get complacent because the real fight is just behind the turn, and the real fight will be on privacy, because Bitcoin does not provide privacy. Right now, as we speak, companies, governments are building AI language models to try to learn how to interpret, how to read the transactional data on Bitcoin. And even if you have a wallet which is not doxed through any major exchange, and you are able to obscure the details of who owns Bitcoin and who doesn't own Bitcoin, the fact that all the information is widely available to the public means that that can be used without any warrants. They don't need any questions. They can basically just take the data and use it however they want. So now AI is being developed in a way, or trained in a way, to basically detect what is what's considered a normal transaction and what are not normal transactions. And right now, maybe 5% can be detected, but soon it will be 90%, then 95%, and then there's basically no room for error, or maybe 0.1% of the transactions are not being able to be labeled as what kind of a transaction that was. And even if your wallets are not doxed, because you are transacting with other people, there's always a chain in the link to a person that basically can be doxxed. And because everything is publicly available, they can basically, the breadcrumbs basically lead back to you anyway. So as the future unfolds, the privacy is going to be a big issue. Just like what happened with Canada, even though Bitcoin is sovereign currency, uh, your rights as a citizen can still be inhibited if you do something with your Bitcoin. Because it doesn't matter if you use Bitcoin or if you use dollars to basically fund the truckers' protest. If Canadian government knows that you gave them money, or you gave money to a cause that was against the sitting government, uh, actions would have been taken against you, even if you used Bitcoin, if they knew that it was your Bitcoin that was used to basically fund that project. So for these reasons, there has to come an update on the Bitcoin blockchain to basically protect privacy. And he said that the runway, he's been talking about this for 10 years already, but the runway is running out and the update needs to happen now. And he's basically supporting obviously the privacy coins, which is not Bitcoin. He did not mention the privacy coins in this speech here, but he is completely right. I just found it interesting that he still basically wanted from the United States government, and then we had both Robert Kennedy Jr. speaking, and we had Donald Trump speaking, and we have a convicted felon running away from the government, also speaking in the same conference. But anyway, he still wanted, and it doesn't seem like he will be pardoned by Donald Trump either. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but I just thought this was interesting that we get the same, like, two complete viewpoints on Bitcoin on the same conference. I think that's brilliant. One more thing I just thought of from Trump's speech was also that he said that the community of Bitcoin is amazing because you've been fighting against the government, against regulators, and you've been able to carve the eighth largest asset on the planet right now, and it will probably surpass silver, and he said you will probably also knock out gold eventually. So he gave a huge shout out to the community of Bitcoiners, and that was pretty cool to see. And he applauded the community. He said that this is like watching the steel industry in its infancy, and he said that the Bitcoin industry, the crypto industry, will be the next steel industry, and he wants that to happen in the United States. So all of these things are, in my opinion, super bullish. There's no way around it. I don't really see anything negative about this. So my previous video, I said that he will not announce the strategic national Bitcoin reserve for the fact that it doesn't make sense, because now his political opponents can basically use this against him, and the normal people don't really understand Bitcoin, so they can be basically swayed that Trump is supporting criminals. But now he announced it anyway, and I guess at least he has the support from the Bitcoiners now. So I don't know if it's the best idea as a candidate, but at least for me, it's pretty clear who I want to become the next president. He wants to end wars. He wants to support Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and free market capitalism. So I think the winner is clear in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for the speeches. Now let's talk about the price here. Right at the event, after Trump started speaking, you can see that the price actually just went like woo, just plummeted to 67,000. So there were a lot of people who sold the news here, but as you can see right now over the weekend we have had a big bounce back already, and I think when the markets open all over the world right now, the price will probably keep continuing to go up, but who knows, maybe not, maybe yes. It just seems like quite bullish. So in my opinion, it looks like a pretty good idea to get Bitcoin, and I just hope that he keeps to his word to actually make the commitment to buy Bitcoin as a United States government and take out the regulation that is harming Bitcoin and crypto industries in the United States. He said he doesn't want people to having to move to China to do this. He wants people to do it in the United States. So anyway, that's it for those things. And fundamentally speaking, there's only pretty much this one thing that I want to show you, which is right about here. So even though we have had this pretty crazy run up now, we're basically trying to break the highs, we're still not seeing any outflows from old wallets, meaning that this is probably gonna be broken. So this, for those who are just tuning in, we're looking at wallets that have held Bitcoin for more than a year and more than 3 years, and nobody is selling. That can pretty much only mean one thing, that the price will continue to go up. So in my opinion, it looks like it will happen, fundamentally speaking. Nothing else that really pops into my eye from any other fundamentals. I think it's just when old money doesn't want to sell, that's the clearest sign that price will probably go up. So it looks like a very good idea just to wait until this is broken, then buy Bitcoin. But if you already had Bitcoin, maybe consider just holding and seeing where we go. If we go below it, then we might dip quite low once again. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a higher low. I don't know. It just seems like it will go to the upside. Maybe we drop here for the next couple of days, but we should basically break to the upside. But let's see. If this breaks to the downside, I will make another video. When it breaks to the upside, I will make the next video once again. But I just feel like it's gonna break to the upside. But there's always the chance that some people get fidgety and they will sell. There's still the Mt. Gox money flowing to the market, so there's at least that still basically pushing the price down. But anyway, that's pretty much my update. Altcoins are still hanging on. Let's actually take a look at Bitcoin dominance here. So I saw some people saying that Bitcoin dominance will go all the way up to like 60%, which would be the top here on this current channel. Let me take a look at the channel here. So since we broke out from the structure, so Bitcoin dominance might go up quite a bit. So altcoins, even though in my previous videos I said that altcoins probably this will be the top for Bitcoin, and then whenever this Bitcoin dominance is going down, it means that altcoins are probably doing well. When this is going up, Bitcoin is doing well. But as you can see, we broke another resistance for Bitcoin dominance, meaning that Bitcoin will probably gonna continue to climb as of now. So 60% will be the next top here, which would kind of make a lot of sense in my opinion that Bitcoin would go there. So Bitcoin still seems to be outperforming altcoins, and I was wrong on some of the altcoins before. Bitcoin is just trampling all over the place, and from 60 we take a small altcoin bet here, and then flip back to Bitcoin. I guess that's my current plan for altcoins. But I still have the LDO, like I said, from my previous video, and some other altcoin positions. And as of now, I'm not planning to sell because just how low they are in price, they just seem so good, and I will keep holding them for now because we got the bullish news from Donald Trump that he is also pro crypto. That's all I got for today. Let me know what you thought of Donald Trump's speech, and tell me also what I missed, and I will pin that comment in the comments below. So thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one, and bye bye.